Hi everybody, my name is Brent Atwater. I'm the animal medium, and I want to show you this painting that I did that was seared into my soul and etched into my heart. For those who don't know, Mike was my fiance and he was killed on his way down to see me, and it was in a car crash, and at 6:30 he said I'll be there at 9:30, and he didn't arrive. After I found out that he was dead, the following night I had a dream. And in that dream, Mike came to me and he said, "I'll love you forever and always." And he walked through this door and waved to me. And I couldn't get the image out of my mind. I couldn't until I painted it. And I've done a series of paintings that heal about death that I'll be sharing with you later on. But this was the image that Mike showed me. Now, interestingly enough, when I have shared this painting at gallery showings that I've done, I've had people come up who have had people pass and just stare at it and understand about it. And my favorite story is about, I showed this at a college, and one day this big, huge monster of a man, big Paul Bunyan type biker, walked in, and he stood and he stared and he looked at it. And then he walked and clumped out. That same afternoon, a little bitty lady about this tall, real tight little curly hair, came up and looked at the painting, and she stood there and tears sort of rolled down her cheek, and then she walked away. Well, the next day, the little lady came back and she stood at this painting, and quietly tears ran down her cheek. And about that time, in comes the Paul Bunyan biker. And in he walked, and he stood there. And here was this huge hulk of a man and this tiny little sparrow of a woman standing and staring into this painting. And I said to them, "Why are you here?" And the biker said, "Well, I was on the parkway with my bike, and I was told I had to come over here and see something." And I went, "Really? What was it?" "I don't know, but I think that's it." And I said, "Why do you think that's it?" He says, "I don't know, but let me tell you, I was riding on the bikeway with my wife, and my motorcycle, it went off the side. And when it did, we tumbled down into the gravel, and all the bike landed on me, and it got gravel all in my head. And I knew I went up in the clouds because I could see my wife sitting down there picking gravel out of my brains." And I said, "Really? What happened after that?" He says, "Well, they brought in this helicopter, and they helicoptered me to a hospital. I stayed in there for a couple months." And I said, "What about then?" He said, "Well, I knowed I was supposed to do something, but I'm not quite sure what it is." He said, "You know, at night, I have to drink a half a pint of Jim Daniels or Jack Daniels, because Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, I can't remember what it was. Jack Daniels every night, because them damn angels, they just keep going whoo, 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 over my bed every night." He says, "I can hardly sleep with them damn angels going whoo, whoo, over my bed." And I went, "Really?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "What do you think about it?" He says, "I don't know, but I wish the angel quit messing me up. I'd like to sleep some." He said, "You don't see my scar?" And he pulled back, and my Lord, he had a scar from here to here. And I said, "Any other repercussions from this?" And he said, "No." He said, "But I know I'm supposed to do something." And I went, "Okay." So I asked the little lady, I said, "Ma'am, why are you here?" She said, "My husband and my granddaughter were killed in an automobile wreck." And I looked at the man and I said, "I think this is what you're supposed to do. Why don't you two talk?" So here this hulk of a man bent over this little spare of a woman, and I said, "You tell her." And so he told her that this is where he went, and everybody was happy and healthy and healed and whole, and all things were good there. And she looked up at him and she quit crying, and she reached up on her tippy toes and she hugged him, and you could tell he was real uncomfortable with that. And she said, "Thank you. You've put my heart at ease. Now I know that my husband and my granddaughter are okay." He says, "Yeah, they're fine. I've been there and it's all right. It's really nice. I almost didn't want to come back, but they told me I had to come back and help folks." And with that, he came over to me and says, "Nice painting. That's the way it really looks. See you later." And off he walked, and I've never seen him again. So for those of you who are attracted to this, know, as Mike said, love is forever and always and never ending. And your loved one is in the light and visits you to continue your never-ending love story. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.